What's up? Welcome to the Daily Voiceover Huddle. My name is Bill DeWeese, your host. If you're brand new to this, welcome. Glad you're here. Make sure you subscribe, share with your friends. I've been around the block a couple of times. I've been recording voiceovers full time now for 20 years, coaching for the past 15 years. And every weekday at this time, we get together so I can share a thought, tip, trick, strategy, something to move you further down the road of voiceover success. I'm so glad you're here. Take a second if you haven't yet and check in on the live chat. Let me know your name, where you're watching or listening from. I'll do a little roll call here in a couple of minutes. Hope you guys are having a good one. Hope it's been a good week for you. Has it been? If you find yourself struggling along the way, it's not anybody who's in business. You're going to have great days. You're going to have other days that make you question why you began, and you need to be reminded of that. And one of the best things you can do is join a group of people who are on the same journey as you that can support you, that can lift you up, that can help move you forward, and vice versa. When you're moving along and they're struggling, that's what community is all about, and that's why the VO community is open for you. We have a global group of great voiceover folk, and it doesn't cost anything to be in the group. I encourage you to join right now. There's a link in the description so you can get in. Hope to see you in there today. So direct marketing. I'm all in. I mean, I'm sold out. I am all in on direct marketing. Let me define direct marketing first of all, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Direct marketing is when you reach out directly to that's the name, when you reach out directly to a prospective client. It could be by any means. It could be by mail. When you get mail from people who are trying to get your attention from a marketing perspective, that's direct marketing. It could be postcards, it could be email, it could be phone calls, it could be walking up the street, knocking on doors, or in your case, maybe go knocking on doors of video production houses or places that use voiceover. There's any number of ways it can be done, but it's essentially the idea of direct marketing is you bypass everybody else, you bypass all the middle folk, and go right to the people that you want to hire you for voiceover. For myself, that's primarily it's email because it's the easiest and it's the most direct way that I know to get to the folks that I need to get to. So again, just for definition's sake, that's what I'm talking about. Here's the thing, like I said, I've been around the block a few times on this, and I've done it all. I've tried it all, and and I know, and I hear from students who say, well, I heard such and such person, such and such voiceover guru say, direct marketing, that's old school, that's outdated, that doesn't work. I need to be doing, I need to be on social media, and I need to be doing this, that, and the other. Listen, here's the thing. Do what you want. Do what you want. But here's the thing for me. All I care about is this. I don't care what it looks like, what it sounds like, what other people think about it, what the buzz is, when people get together and talk about the latest, greatest strategies. All I care about is this. Does it work? And if it works, I'm doing it. That's it. Direct marketing has worked has worked for longer than any of us have been around, and it will continue to after we're gone. Direct marketing has proved itself over the years. Now, what I'm finding, and I've always been in on direct marketing, but I haven't done it, exclusively, and I still don't do it exclusively, but I'm more invested in that part of marketing now than anything else. So let's talk about why direct marketing is something that you should give more consideration to. Control is huge. One of the hard things about voiceover oftentimes is that we are in a position that we have to respond to the opportunities that people give us, like for auditioning and such. We have to wait to hear from somebody else. With direct marketing, I don't have to wait for anybody. I can start doing my work now. I can start reaching out directly to the folks that I want to, which puts me in control of what's going on, because once I know the numbers, then I can calculate what I need to do to get what I need, to hit my goals in voiceover. One of the big things that really made me lean more heavily now into direct marketing is that the online platforms are becoming, from my perspective, more difficult. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying don't use online platforms. I have used and continue to use Fiverr. Um, I have, used platforms like Voice123 and Voices.com extensively over the years. But I'll tell you what, I let my subscription expire on both of those accounts, Voice123 and Voices.com, because as with most things that are tech related, it's a moving target. The algorithms and the software is being constantly updated, and just when you figure it out, things are moved and you have to learn it all over again. And it's not that I'm opposed to learning new things, old dog, new tricks. That's fine. Like I said earlier, all I care about is what works. And when I'm constantly chasing the latest thing that whoever is doing what with their software, I am burning time. I'm wasting time, and I don't have time to waste. None that I wanna waste. I wanna get to what's going to work. Now, earlier on in my career, Voice 123 for me was a godsend. I there at one point in time, I was booking work almost every day off of that platform. I was getting direct messages, like 3 to 5 a day from perspective that were contacting me because I understood the platform, I understood the algorithms, I understood how it worked, and I still have a lot of those clients today. But those days are long since gone, and things have changed dramatically. And you may have it figured out, right? And if right now, if it's working for you, do it. Please, I'm not encouraging you not to do it. All I'm saying is because of the control that I have, and it's not a constantly moving target. Also, with direct marketing, you have an unlimited supply of leads. Whereas with using other platforms or if you have an agent, there's only so many opportunities you're going to have. There in the US alone, here in my country alone, there's over 70,000 video producers, which tends to be the primary target of there's a bigger pool of video production people that hire voiceover talent than any other group of people. I'm not saying exclusively, but they're the biggest group. There's over 70,000 of those in the US alone, and tens and tens and tens of thousands more around the world. It's an unlimited supply of leads. So, I'll never run out of leads. And here's a really big one for me too. It changes the voiceover marketing paradigm. Right now, that paradigm of voiceover is, by and large, it's transactional. So I need a service, you've got the service, let's do it, and then we're done, and then we move on to the next thing. And a lot of the platforms force you into that. Like, for instance, if you're working with an agent, you don't contact your client directly. You have to work through that agent. Now, the agent doesn't care whether you get the job or somebody else in their stable of talent gets the job. And that's not a criticism. That's just the way it works. That's just the way it works. And you have to understand that. So you don't have control over that, and you can't build a relationship, or at least it's very difficult to build a relationship with a client that way. On a platform like voices.com, they absolutely will not. They prohibit you from communicating with your client outside of a job. So in terms of reaching out directly to them to market yourself, you can't. You're violating your terms of service, and you'll get booted off the platform if you do that. So the game is really set up to not allow you or to make it difficult for you to create relationships. And what you're going to find, and many of you who have done this for a while understand this already, but your success in the long run is going to rely heavily on the relationships that you've developed with your clients, because those relationships will cause those clients to want to come back to you again and again and again. So for those reasons, I am all in on direct marketing. And for those of you who are in my VO Flow community group, you understand this already. But if not, just understand that what I am doing as a voiceover coach now is helping people to understand the systems that work. You want to be successful in voiceover? I want you to be successful in voiceover, but you have to find the systems that work. That's what this group is about. That's what the VO Flow platform, software platform, it's a voiceover business operation platform that's designed to cover all of these kind of this and a lot more, but it covers all the bases of your voiceover business to give you a system so that you can move through that system unabated. You just know what step one, two, that you just follow the steps. And direct marketing is the beginning, in most cases, or is going to be the beginning of that process. And it's great because, again, as an unlimited pool of leads, and you have direct control over how you handle that. It gives you the ability to reach out, make those connections, create the relationships. And, there's hardly a day that goes by now that I'm not getting a response back from my direct marketing efforts, which means I'm developing relationships, which means, as a matter of fact, I just booked a job yesterday from a direct marketing client. It's it's a process that will work for you and will give you results if you will allow it to. And if you're frustrated and you're not sure what you're doing or where you're going, or this is not working. I've got 5 agents. I'm not booking much work, or at least not enough work, to support myself. Or you're frustrated with the online platforms. And again, if you're on an online platform and it's working for you, don't leave it. If it's working, you ride that pony as long as you can. But what I'm saying is direct marketing it's always been there. It will continue to always be there. And it works when you understand the process. If you have a question or a thought, tell you what, here's the thing. Tomorrow we're going to do a Q&A tomorrow. So don't you hold your questions for tomorrow. We'll do some Q&A tomorrow. And I might get into a little bit more about what I'd like to do, whether it's tomorrow or maybe Monday. I'll talk more about the direct marketing process. I'll get a little more specific about that. So just something to look forward to and to stay tuned for. But if you haven't checked in on the chat yet, let me know your name and where you're watching and listening from. And let's see here. Our numbers are growing. I love that. So glad you guys are here. Joe, wishing everyone a happy Thursday, and hammer that like button. Thank you, Joe. Joe checking in from the UK. And we've got Galen. How are you doing, Galen? Amisha in Columbia, South Carolina. We've got GS in Longview, Washington. Let's see here. Cindy in Middle Tennessee. Good morning to you, Cindy. And let's see. Had a nice conversation with Cindy yesterday. She's one of the members of our voiceover community and using the VO Flow platform. And it's exciting to see these guys get involved, commit, and then be committed to the system and the process. If you commit yourself to the system and the process, only good things can happen. We've got South Dakota checking in. Ron on the other side from our side of the pond. Hey, Ron, good to see you. Corey in Whitehall, Wisconsin. Rob Ryder, what's going on in Cincinnati, the home of the incredible Blue Wisp Big Band? Okay. Sounds good. Keith, good morning. Nicholas in Spain, what's going on? Scotty from Brookings, South Dakota via Tulsa. And we've got, Atlanta checking in at the hospital today. Oh, this is Gwen, I believe, at the hospital today. So in and out with the huddle and VO Flow. Well, thanks for checking in, Gwen. Appreciate that. Hey, Sandra in Dallas, Fort Worth. Good to see you. And John, greetings to you in Denver. Guys, appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. And if you're not in our community, and I know many of you are, but if you're not, go below in the description, click the link, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. Be a part of it. It can do nothing but help you on your voiceover journey. Spread the word. Have a great day, and I'll see you this time tomorrow. Take care.